Stephen, I don't think that's an alien ship.
David, that thing's covering half the damn sky. What else you want to call it?
A chariot.
A what?
A chariot. Like the ones described in the Bible.
So those aren't aliens?
No. Angels. And they're here to retrieve their people.
Their people?
People like you. Before they destroy this place. Mystery Babylon.
You're talking about America?
Yeah. According to the prophecy, her judgment is already set.
So what happens to my people?
They're gathered first. That's why the angels are here.
So this ain't just an invasion.
It's also a rescue. Steve.
Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rachak Wadash. Double honor to the elder apostles, the elder bishops of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations to the elect scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, to the men on the highways and the byways that are pushing out this word of truth and sincerity, and to the remnant men, women, and children of the elect. To you all I say shalom. My name is Ahmawan Ahyash, and I'm back with another lesson through the power and the spread of Yahawashi. Lord willing, this is edifying. And I just wanted to jump into this. I came across this video, man, and these are the type of videos that bring you a lot of comfort, bring me a lot of comfort, and just keeps our hope intact, you know, because we are prisoners of hope. You know, what hope is that? The hope in our Lord and Savior Yahawashi coming back with these chariots, man, to deliver the elect of the nation of Israel. And this video I just played is a depiction of, it's like an AI generated, I guess, of the, a play on the movie Independence Day. And with Will Smith and I forgot the other guy's name, but he's a pretty famous actor as well. Jeff Goldblum, I think his name is. And, you know, he's, you know, in the movie Independence Day, you know, those UFOs had so-called aliens in them. You know what I mean? So, and this is more of a, I guess, a 2026 Hebrew Israelite, you know, updated version, you know, talking about the chariots and using the right terms. So chariots, Mystery Babylon. Think, you know, words that you can actually find in the scriptures, right? You can't find the word alien in the scriptures or anything like that. But, you know, it's a beautiful thing that brothers get the opportunity to do stuff like that, because it is comforting, it is uplifting to see and hear. And it's a reminder, it's a reminder of that strange salvation that's going to take place, which is, you know, with the chariots of Yahawashi, you know, beaming up the elect, and simultaneously destroying America, Babylon the Great, you know, that judgment that's upon this place. Just so many verses in the scriptures that go into the chariots, like so many, right? I do want to bring up a couple, just touch on, you know, the chariots, and talk about the salvation or the destruction of Babylon, and, you know, talk about the covering of the elect by the chariots and Yahawashi. So I got some precepts lined up. I just want to play it one more time.
I don't think that's an alien ship.
David, that thing's covering half the damn sky. What else you want to call it?
A chariot.
A what?
A chariot. Like the ones described in the Bible.
So those aren't aliens?
No. Angels. And they're here to retrieve their people.
Their people?
People like you. Before they destroy this place. Mystery Babylon.
You're talking about America?
Yeah. According to the prophecy, her judgment is already set.
So what happens to my people?
They're gathered first. That's why the angels are here.
So this ain't just an invasion.
It's also a rescue.
You know what I find interesting as well, you know, the astonishment on Will Smith, on his character in this little depiction here, because it really is kind of, it's a realization thing. You know, when you wake up to this truth and you start hearing the word chariots, and you start hearing about Mystery Babylon, you start hearing about salvation and this place being destroyed, the destruction being set for this place, and the elect being delivered, these are the things that we're astonished by, because we're not used to hearing this type of glory. We're not used to hearing a way out of this oppressed state that we're in, this low vibrational, docile, depressed state that we're in. So he's almost amazed as to hear his people having a salvation or having a deliverance available to them. Our people really suffer from a syndrome that in the conditioning that we're nothing, like that nobody looks over us or looks after us, nobody cares for us. We're a God-fearing people. The scriptures even say that our people are a zealous people, right? We have a lot of zeal, but not according to knowledge. We have a zeal for the Most High, but not according to knowledge. Okay, our people are packed in churches. So-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans are packed in these churches because we have a zeal for the Most High, but not according to the knowledge. All right, to the truth. Our people are in these harlot houses serving false gods, things of that nature, because that's just the spirit that the Lord has them in. All right, because the majority of our people are not a part of his elect. Okay, but we are a zealous people for the Most High. All right, I got some precepts lined up. I'm gonna start with. I'll start with Zechariah 5, because this is just we'll just go with the description first, because if you look in the video, you can see the image. All right, Zechariah 5:1 says, at the top it says the flying scroll. It says, "Then I turned and lifted up mine eyes and looked, and behold, a flying roll." Right, a flying roll, like a flying saucer almost. Right, it says, "And he said unto me, What seest thou? And as I answered, I see a flying roll. The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof is 10 cubits. All right, so that's kind of the description. Right, if you don't know, how a chariot would look, it's like a scroll. All right, a flying roll. All right. And in the NLT it says, "What do you see?" The angel asked. "I see a flying scroll." I replied, "It appears to be about 30 feet long and 15 feet wide." And the acute and the chariots that we're going to see are going to have all different types of different shapes and sizes and forms. You know what I mean? The chariots are going to have a limitless type of power, so they can change in appearance. They can change in color. They can change in size. They can change in dimensions. They can appear and reappear. There's an unlimited power when it comes to these heavenly things, these heavenly objects. All right, because they will be totally under the power and the strength of Yahawashi. All right. I just go in order. I'll just go in order of the precepts that I have prepared. Matthew 24 and 30. These are just a bunch of random precepts that I put together, just to go into the chariots. All right, we'll just go over them. Matthew 24 and 30. It says, and then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. And those clouds represent the chariots. All right, the Son of Man, Yahawashi, who's speaking here, all right, is saying how he's going to come. All right, he's going to come in the clouds, in the chariots of heaven with power and great glory, because those chariots are going to represent a bunch of, it's going to represent power. Okay, because of the damage and the destruction that they're going to cause, the astonishment and amazement they're going to be on people. All right, the capability that people are going to see that these chariots have. Yahawashi coming with just his force and glory. That's what we're going to witness. Yahweh, we be a part of the elect. Verse 31 says, "And he shall send his angels with the great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. And the chariots are going to be doing this, just that. They're going to be gathering the elect from one end of the earth to the other, which is what they were describing in this.
I'm Jake.
Which is what they were describing in this lesson, in this video. Okay, he was saying, my people, yeah, they're going to deliver the elect of so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right. The book of Revelation, chapter 11 and verse 12, it says, and I'm going straight to the point with these precepts. Revelation 11:12, and they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them. Right. So the only thing that can ascend or make a member of the elect ascend is those chariots and being beamed up. This is what being beamed up is described as. Come up hither, and they ascended. Salakia, come up hither, and they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them. Their enemies saw the elect being beamed up. Okay, verse 13. In the same hour, there was a great earthquake, and a 10th part of the city fell. And in the earthquake were slain of men 7,000, and the remnant were affrighted, and gave glory to the power Yahawah Ba'Shem Shah of heaven. All right. So there's going to be an earthquake. Okay. A shaking. Okay. Of the scriptures talk about that in Isaiah the 24th chapter. How the earth shall rock to and fro. All right. And there's going to be, in that time, in that day, there's going to be a massive amount of death that's going to take place. Okay, a complete number of people will die because as members of the elect will be getting beamed up, nuclear destruction will be happening. There's a lot of chaos and destruction that those chariots are going to cause as well, because of the type of power that they possess, whether it's laser beams or fire or whatever it is, man. It's going to be all hell's going to be breaking loose, man. All hell is going to be breaking loose. Okay. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 26. What's this here? It's like here. Isaiah chapter 26. And we'll go down to verse 20 straight to the point. It says, come, my people, enter thou into thy chambers, and shut thy doors about thee. And those chambers represents the chariots. All right, come, my people, enter thou into thy chambers, and shut thy doors about thee. Hide thyself, as it were a little moment, until the indignation be overpassed. Okay, so the indignation, the Lord's righteous indignation. All right, the Lord, that's the judgment of Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai. The Lord is saying to the elect, come up into thy chambers. Okay, into the chariots where there's rest and covering from this destruction, and shut thy doors about thee, because only the elect is going to be allowed with those new bodies into those chariots. Okay, hide thyself from the fire, from the destruction. There's going to be, I don't even look, man. America's going to be absolutely obliterated, because the scriptures say in 1 hour. And to be able to destroy such a vast land in 1 hour, that means there's going to be some real destruction happening. Verse 21 says, for behold, the Lord Yahawah cometh out of his place to punish the inhabitants of the earth for their iniquity. The earth also shall disclose her blood, and shall no more cover her slain. So it's not going to be any more Ain't gonna be kicking the can down the road. We ain't gonna be asking the Lord to destroy this, but it's just gonna be destruction, mass destruction, man. All right, out in the open, just death, bloody massacre, death after death after death. That's what the Lord has planned for this place, man. You know, let's go back to stay in Isaiah chapter 66. Here we go. Man, I'm getting a new phone ASAP, Lord willing. Isaiah 66 and 15. For behold, the Lord Yahawashi will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire. Okay, so the Lord shall come with his chariots, with his, with his angels, man, to render his anger with fury, man, with fury. The Lord is angry with the wicked every day, is what the scriptures say, and with his rebuke with flames of fire, man. Lord is not messing around. He's coming with judgment. Verse 16 says, for by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord Yahawah shall be many. So you're going to need to be covered. You're going to need to be a part of your Lord's. You're going to need to come into the Lord's chambers and shut thy doors so the indignation can pass by you. All right, ain't no covering except the covering of Yahawah. Let's be clear. Let's remain clear. Okay. Bunch of precepts in Isaiah about the chariots. Isaiah 31. Go back there, Isaiah. Slack it, please bear with me. Isaiah 31 and verse 5. It says, as birds flying. So the Lord describes the chariots as birds as well. Birds, clouds, mountains. Okay. As birds flying, so would the Lord Yahawah of hosts, in other words of armies, defend Jerusalem. Okay. Defending also, he will deliver it. All right. And passing over it, he will preserve it. All right. Jerusalem was the people before it's a place, remember. All right. So the Lord is going to defend Jerusalem, and that's the elect of the nation of Israel. So-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, out of the elect. And the Lord would defend his elect. And he's going to preserve his elect. Okay. And that's our hope. Because we need to be protected, we need to be covered. And the Lord is gonna save and deliver his flock. You know. We just gotta hold on. We gotta fight. We gotta endure. All right, let me close it out with this. And again, there's so many precepts about the chariots. I feel like they're endless. I just grabbed a couple just so we can go over, as pursuing to that video, man, because that video, again, is something that I love seeing videos like that. I truly do. Psalms 125 and verse 1. It says, the Lord surrounds his people, a song of degrees. They that trust in the Lord Yahawah shall be as Mount Zion, which cannot be removed, but abideth forever. As the mountains, okay, the Lord is describing the chariots as the mountains here are round about Jerusalem, so the Lord Yahawah is around his people from henceforth, even forever. Okay, so the Lord is going to be round about Jerusalem with his chariots. Okay. Which is a beautiful thing, man. We're going to have chariots in the kingdom of heaven. We're going to have chariots surrounding, and the scriptures say the chariots are The chariots are round about those who fear him. That's roughly paraphrasing. Actually, I'll go to that in a second, but it says, as the mountains are round about Jerusalem, so the Lord, Yahawashi, is round about his people from henceforth for even forever. So in that time to come, because even now, the Lord has his angels surrounding his elect, covering his elect, in their daily walk now. There's angels around, brothers, man. And there's going to be angels around, brothers, when all hell breaks loose. There's always has been angels around the elect from the beginning of time up until now and in the kingdom. All right. The chariots are protective, are a shield unto the elect. All right. Which is a beautiful thing, man. So just wanted to bring out these precepts, man. The chariots of Yahawashi are real, and they're covering the elect, and Lord willing, we get to endure so that the elect can be delivered in these last days. I said I'll get this. Let me go to it. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 34, and verse 7. It says, the angel of the Lord Yahawashi encampeth round about them that fear him and delivereth them. Okay, so the angels and the chariots are encampeth around them that fear Yahawashi and will deliver. It's like it. Well, it's like it. The angel of the Lord Yahawashi encampeth around them that fear him. Okay, and delivereth them. So the men of the Lord, the prophets, the elect. It's the chariots, the angels that are encampeth around them now and time to come, during the destruction, and forever and forever. All right. So I'll leave it there with that. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahawashi, Bahashem Bakakwadash. Double honor to the elder apostles, the elder bishops of Great Millstone, who rule well. Peace and salutations to the elect. Shalom.